So hello guys, first of all I welcome you all to this session of interview questions where we discuss some of the interview questions asked in the previous interviews for various candidates, and this helps us to equip with the questions and their answers so that you can perform better in the interview. So this interview series will be start from the basics and then intermediate and then advanced level questions, and all together we will see how the questions are asked, how to frame the answer, and what's the concept behind it. We will see all these in this sessions. Okay, so before any further ado, let's get started. So first question is, what is Power BI? So it's a commonly asked question for the persons who are going for the fresher level interview, and sometimes they might ask for the person who have 1 year of experience to just get what the concept of Power BI, if they know or not. So first of all, Power BI is a business analytics or business intelligence tool. What is business intelligence? Is this gathering the business level data, doing the analysis and find out the insight to drive the data driven decision. Also, Power BI is developed by Microsoft that helps us to combine the uncorrelated data sources and then merge into the one and build some interactive visualization to analyze the data. So Power BI is an end-to-end analytical tool where we gather the data from multiple sources, clean it, do the visualization, finding out the insights and do the complex calculations. I hope it's clear for all of you guys. It's a fairly simple questions and fairly straightforward. Second question is, why should we use Power BI? Okay, so this is the question often asked if they wanted to see your application part of it. Okay, so why should we use Power BI? We should use Power BI to do the visualizations. And why we do the visualization? To finding out the insights. And we will find the insight when we do the correlations, when we do storytelling, and for that we will use the Power BI. So more technicality is that BI provides an easy way for everyone, including non-technical person, to connect, change and visualize their raw business data from any different source and turn it into a valuable data that makes it easy to make smart business decisions. So we should use Power BI to make a data driven decisions along with the complex analytics using DAX. Clear? Let's move forward with the third question. So third question is that, what is Power Query? So Power Query is the ETL tool in Power BI. What is ETL? ETL is nothing but the extract, transform and load. So extracting the data means to gather the data from multiple sources, be it in the MySQL, be it in the PostgreSQL, be it in the website, be it in the Excel file. So all of these sources we can connect with the data with the Power BI, and then we will connect and merge it, and then we will use the Power Query to clean the data in the transformation phase. After cleaning the data is into the analyzable form, and this analyzable form we will load it into the Power BI front end and then build the visualizations. Clear? So Power Query helps us to extract data, transform data, or we can say clean the data and then load it into the Power BI front end and build the interactive visualizations. It is nothing but an ETL tool. Clear? So let's just see how this ETL tool look like in Power BI. I'll just fire on my Power BI desktop. Okay, and we will also see how can we get into that Power BI window. Okay, so let's just import one of my data set called sample superstore here, and in that I have multiple files, but for the demo purpose I'll just load the orders table. And here you can find the two options. Either you can directly load if it is clean already, and you can transform it. If you press the transform button, then it will open a new window called Power Query Editor. This is a Power Query Editor. Here we can do all the transformation related to this data. So there are some queries. So when you connect to the other data sources, it will get here. Okay. Here are the names of the tables and applied step. Whatever the transformation you applied on the data will be step by step recorded in the apply step. You can clear all these steps, or you can go backwards in the data set and see what are the changes are there. And this is the whole summarization of our query editor. You can see here are some tools are available to clean the data in the transform tab, add column tab, view tab. So there are some options are available in the Power Query Editor. So all in all, Power Query Editors helps us to extract the data, clean the data, and load that clean data into the Power BI front end. Clear? Let's move forward with another question. Another question is, what is DAX? Okay, DAX is the most important concept in the Power BI. Okay, so DAX stand for Data Analysis Expression. So what is data analysis expression? Is that it is a combination of formulas and functions we can use to get a more advanced calculations. If we have a data, and from that data we can get the insights, we can get the more advanced calculations. We can do this by using the DAX, and DAX is nothing but the data analysis expression. It is the combination or collection of functions, operators, constants in the formula to calculate and return some value. Okay, at the end the DAX should return something, and in other words, it helps us to create a new information, the data we have already. So let's quickly jump into the Power BI and see what it look like. So I am in the Power BI front end right now, and here is my order table. Let's suppose I want to, so before we create any DAX calculation, either you can create a calculated column or calculated measure. So right now I am just calculating the calculated measure. After right clicking the orders table and selecting the measures, you will find out in the formula bar is that there is a measure written here. So I'll just zoom in out a little bit. Okay, so this is the measure. We can name the measure like anything, total sales. Okay, and then we can use multiple DAX formula. The simplest DAX formula is sum, which can sum the any numerical column. So I'll sum the sales. Okay, and just press enter. So this is my DAX formula. Here you can see the total sales. If I wanted to see its output, I'll just create one card here, and in that card I just drag and drop the measure. You can see that there is a total sale of 2.30 million. Clear, guys? And this is the way you can create a more complex calculations, and there are many DAX functions are available. Okay, for now that's enough for these questions. Okay, so what is DAX? DAX is a data analysis expression used to do a more complex operations. Next is mention some advantages of Power BI. So this is another important interview questions where we can we have to mention some of the advantages of the Power BI, so that interviewer can gauge how well you know the Power BI overall. Okay, so let's see what are the some of the advantages of Power BI. So first is it helps to build an interactable data visualization in data centers. Okay, so you can build the interactive visualization. Second is allow us to transform the data into the visual and share them with anyone. Okay, so we can share the visuals with the any person in the organization, okay, via their cloud service, or even we can embed that into our website. Then again, establish the connection for Excel queries and dashboard for fast analysis. Okay, it can establish the connection of Excel or anything which is your data sources for fast analysis. Okay, then there is it provides a quick and accurate solution. What is mean by quick and accurate? It's very fast when it comes to loading and getting that visualization into your dashboard. And then last one is enables user to perform queries on reports using simple English words. So Power BI has one features of Q&A, where we can where if you have a build a data model, then with the help of that data model we can ask the queries like ChatGPT. Okay, so it's a functionality in Power BI you may not often see in the other BI tools. So these are some of the advantages we have with the Power BI. Clear? So let's move forward with another question. Sixth is the list out some of the drawbacks / limitations of using Power BI. So there are some limitations of Power BI, and this is the most asked interview questions when it comes to a fresher interview. Why? Because they wanted to know if you are aware about the limitations of Power BI has. Okay, so if you know the limitation, then you can work accordingly. So first limitation is that if you are using the Power BI free version, which is also called as a pro version desktop, then it cannot load the file which is greater than 1 GB. Okay, so the file which is greater than 1 GB don't get loaded into the Power BI using import mode. Clear? Then there is a second disadvantages, that there are very few data sources that allow real-time connection to the Power BI reports and dashboard. So we know that there are various connectors are available, right? And for that connectors we can connect the data, but there are some of the connectors which can fetch the data lively, but the limitation is that there are only a few live connectors are available for Power BI, and it's mostly about the Microsoft product. Okay, if you want a third-party live connection, that might not find you in the Power BI. Third one, it only shares the dashboard and reports with the users logged into same email address. Okay, this is the major disadvantages of Power BI. If you are wanted to share your dashboards and reports with anyone besides your organization, then it's very difficult to get that access. You can show only with the people with the access or the same organizational email ID. Clear? Next is dashboard doesn't accept or pass user account or any entity parameters. What this mean? It means that it doesn't allow the third party users or entity to get the access of your reports and dashboard. Clear? So these are the drawbacks, and some of the important drawbacks are the limitations of file size, then real-time connections, and the sharing of files. Okay, so if you are able to just speak 3 of these, then it's okay for you in the interview. Seventh is, what is a dashboard in Power BI? So there is a difference between report and dashboard. Okay, so dashboard is a single layer presentation sheet of multiple visualization. What it means? If I just open my Power BI, this is my one page, and if I build the visualization over this page only, then it terms as dashboard. Dashboard is a high level overview of things. It might be a overall overview of sales, operation, and something like that. It gives us an idea of how businesses are performing. Clear? So it's a single layer presentation or presentation sheet of multiple visualization. And what is report? Report can have multiple pages, okay, and can have a detail of each and everything. Can have a tables, matrices, can only have a data related to one particular thing, something like that. It's a detailed overview of all the things. But in the contrary to dashboard, it's a high level overview. High level overview means what? It can only show you the things which are important to gauge the business understanding, how the businesses are doing overall. Okay guys, so this is also an important interview questions of what is dashboard in Power BI. Next is, can you have more than one functional relationship between the two tables in Power Pivot data model? Okay, so when we do the data modeling, okay, when we do the data modeling, we form the relationship between the common columns in the table. Clear? And in that we cannot form the more than one active relationship between the two tables. Clear? So we cannot form more than one active relationship, but we can form multiple relationship between the tables, but there can be one and only one active relationship. Clear? So if I just move to my data model, here are the only one table. If we have another table, then we can form multiple relationship with them, but there is only one active relationship. Clear guys? Next is the ninth question is that what are the different views available in Power BI desktop? Okay, so it's a front end question. So there are mainly three different views of Power BI desktop. First one is a report view, data view and model view. In the report view, we basically build a visualization. In the data view, we often do a DAX calculations of calculated columns, or we can get the overall view of data. And in the data, in the model view, we can build the relationship between the tables. Clear? So these are the different views are available in the Power BI desktop. If I just move here, this is the report view where we can build our visualization. It's a table view. You can see the table here like rows and columns, and you can build the calculated measure, calculated column from here. Okay, and this is the model view where you can build the relationship or data model in the Power BI. Clear guys? Next, what are the different stages in working of Power BI? Okay, so there are three different stages in working on Power BI. So first is the data integration, data processing and data presentation. Data integration means gathering the data from multiple sources and combining into the one. Okay, it's a data integration phase. If you have an Excel file, if you have a PostgreSQL database, if you have a data from Python script, something like that, then we can combine all these different data sources into one. It's called a data integration. What is data processing? When we clean the data in the Power Query editor, it's called the data processing, in which we handle the anomalies in the data set and process the data. Clear? And third is a data presentation. Data presentation means after getting that data, we will build the visualizations and present it to the stakeholders, the managers, the CEOs. So these are the different stages in the Power BI: data integration, data processing and data presentation. Clear? 11th question is, Power BI can connect which data sources? So there are multiple ways you can connect with the data, different types of data, and the number of connectors the Power BI has are the huge. Okay, so you can connect the Excel, CSV, then XML, okay, XML text. You can also even connect it to SQL databases, SQL warehouse, okay, Spark, Azure, and we can also connect to the Google Analytics. Okay, so if I just go here and just open get data and more, so you can see the window here. If I just, okay, this is the window of getting data. You can see we can connect to the files. There are many options available for the file, even PDF, folder, JSON, text and CSV. For databases, there are numerous options available for the databases like SQL Server database, IBM DB2, okay, MySQL, PostgreSQL, okay, Teradata database, Amazon Redshift. Okay, so these are the multiple databases available. Then Power Platform, specifically for the Microsoft ecosystem, we have Power BI datasets, then data marts, Power BI data flow, dataverse. These are all the things we can connect with. Then specific to Azure cloud service, we have various connectors. It's like Azure SQL databases, Azure Cosmos, something like that. Then there are online services are also available. So apart from this, if you want to connect with the Dynamics 365, Google Analytics, okay, GitHub, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, those are all kind of connectors Power BI have. Then there are also other connectors we have like Spark, Hadoop, Web, Python script, and something like that. You can connect all of these to the data sources. So how can you answer this question? So we have a huge library of connectors available for in the Power BI, such as we can connect to the files, we can connect to the databases, Power Platform, Azure, online services, and there are some other connectors are available such as Web, Python script, Dynamic 365, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, so on and so forth. Clear, guys? So this is also an important interview question, some mid-level interview questions you can say that, where you can explain the connectors in the Power BI in the get data menu. Clear, guys? Okay. So next and final question of this today's session is that what are the types of visualizations in Power BI? So this is the question where you can specifically emphasize what kind of visualizations you have used in your dashboards or projects you are working on. Okay, but for the general perspective, you can see that visualization is a graphical representation of data. You will start from that, defining what is visualization is. Then you can go ahead, we can use the visualization to create the reports and dashboard. The kind of visualizations available in Power BI are bar chart, column chart, line chart, area chart, stack area chart, ribbon chart, waterfall, scatter, pie, funnel, gauge, KPI, slicer, table, matrix, Python visuals, and there are many more. If I just head over to my Power BI desktop and go to the visualization section, you can see there are huge number of visualizations are available. There are some maps, there are some bar and column chart, line and area chart, funnel chart are there, waterfall chart are there, pie chart there, tree map is there. For KPIs there are cards are there, multi row cards are there, slicers are there, tables and matrices are there, Python scripts are there. So there are numerous visualization you can see in the Power BI. Clear, guys? So I think that's it for the today's section we have. You can practice all of this question, all of the answer we have in the Power BI explained clearly to you, and try to be on point as possible, and wish you a best luck.